Chilling. So this is the teacher Haris Patel and you are seeing my YouTube channel Learn Accounting with Sir Haris. Today we are going to solve a very important question that is from February-March AS Accounting 9706 AS Accounting paper 2, and the topic which we are going for is partnership accounts. And we know that in AS Accounting now we have simple partnership accounts, like we have to prepare income statement to find profit and loss appropriation account, current account, and might be a statement of financial position or some part of the statement of financial position. So this question has come just 1 month back. February, March 25, 22 is the variant. And we are going to solve the question number 1 from that particular paper. It is not available right now on social media or on any other platform. So partnership accounts in February, March 22. Here it is, February, March 25, 22 variant 9706. Let's start. Sara and Viraj are in partnership and own his wholesale business. At 1st January, the partners had the following balances. Capital account has given 80,000 for Sara and Viraj 1,12,000. Remember that interest on capital is always calculated on capital accounts. Either it is going to be 5% or whatever percentage is given in the question. And that interest on capital will come in profit and loss appropriation account, will be subtracted from there, and will also come on the credit side of current account. Current account balances are given 1840, which is a loss for Sara, and Viraj having a profit of 2730 in the current account. You can say like that 2730 that is supposed to be paid to Viraj, and 1840 the business has to take it from Sara. And during the year, the following drawings had been recorded. Sara 22960, Viraj 18930. Following balances were there: bank overdraft, non-current asset at carrying amount, inventory, other payable, other receivable, trade payable, and trade receivable. The draft profit for the year was 9400. This is already calculated before accounting for the following. But we have omitted some transactions which has not yet been recorded. But profit for the year is already calculated. For the year ended 31st December 2024. And the profit for the year is 9400. Wages 850 were outstanding. It is added in expenses and should be subtracted from profit. A credit customer owing 1200 has gone out of business. It has become bad debts, but the partner believed that 20% of the amount outstanding will be recovered. And out of 1200, 20% which becomes 240 will be recovered, and the remaining will become bad debts. Next is going to the partner has decided to create an allowance for irrecoverable debt of 5% of trade receivable. So first, we will subtract 1200 from the trade receivable, and then we will calculate provision for doubtful debts on remaining trade receivable, which is at the rate of 5%. Sir, why we are subtracting 1200? We should subtract only the bad debts, because 1200, 20% is basically recovered, and 80%, which becomes 960, has become our bad debts. But remember that now that particular customer of 1200 is no more your customer. Why, sir? Because 20% has been received. So customer decrease usse bhi hua hai, and 80% has become bad debts. And again, the entry will be irrecoverable debt of 960 and trade receivable credit. So from trade receivable, 1200 needs to be subtracted, because the whole amount, whole 1200 of the for regarding that particular customer is no more our customer. 19980 minus 1200. What is the amount? Let me calculate. You can help me out also. 19980 minus 1200. 18780 multiplied by 5%. 5% is the provision for doubtful debt, the percentage. That is going to be
937.5.
Okay, thank you.
939.
939. Yes, that's the right answer. Thank you. So 939 is the provision for doubtful debts. There is no provision available in the above scenario or in the above data given. So 939, we have to increase the whole provision of 939. Next, Viraj has taken goods for his own use valued at cost 550. And the entry is going to be drawings to purchases, but it is not yet recorded. Viraj had provided a loan to the partnership on 1st May of 7,200 at 8% per annum. The loan is repayable in full at the end of 5 years. Interest on the loan has not been accounted for. Remember that Viraj has given loan to the partnership, so interest on partner's loan will be treated as an expense for the business. So it is recorded under the heading of expenses, and that interest on loan will also come on the credit side of his current account. Means Viraj के current account में हमें लोन का इंटरेस्ट ऑन लोन जो है वो करंट अकाउंट में क्रेडिट साइड पर भी आएगा. So let's calculate the interest 7,200 into 8% into, sir, why? Because the loan has been taken on 1st May and our financial year ends on 31st December 2024. So it means that we have to pay interest on the loan after May. So May, June, July, August, September, October, November, December, 8 months. So 8 months into 8 over 12, how much it will come? 7,200.
3840.
3840. No. इतना ज़्यादा?
The 384.
384. Okay. So that is the interest on loan. Closing inventory has been understated by 3,000. So what is the entry to correct the closing inventory? Closing inventory will be debit and cost of sales is going to be credited with 3,000. This is the entry, basically to reinstate closing inventory. Because it has been recorded, it has been understated. Sara has introduced into the business a motor vehicle valued at 20,400 on 1st September 2024. So that is the capital, right? Motor vehicle debit, capital credit. Because the motor vehicle has been introduced by Sara himself or Sara herself. So it means that it is a capital. But motor vehicle are depreciated by 20% per annum using the straight line method on a month-by-month basis. So neither the motor vehicle has been recorded, neither the capital has been added, and neither we have not recorded the depreciation on the motor vehicle. So 20,400 into 20% on month-to-month basis. So it is going to be how many months we have used that under straight line method into 20%, September, October, November, December, 4 over 12, only for 4 months. So what is the depreciation now on this asset?
1360.
1360. Okay. So we have gone for that particular calculation also. Now the next, there is nothing. Calculate the revised profit for the year. So let's do that. The draft profit for the year given is 9,400. So I will write here. Draft profit is 9,400, which needs to be, not needs to be corrected, you can say, needs to be adjusted because some transactions have not been recorded and adjusted in the profit. First is wages 850 were owing. Owing means what we are going to do. Let me show you over here. What is the entry? Wages expense is going to be debited, which is not debited actually, 850. And wages owing is going to be credited, which is a liability because neither it is recorded nor paid. It's a current liability also, an expense will increase. So we have not recorded in expenses. Wages expense is not recorded under the heading of expenses. So it needs to be subtracted from the profit. So less wages owing or accrued, that is going to be 850. Sir, हम wages को expenses में add नहीं करेंगे? Very good. अल्लाह के बंदे expenses में add कर नहीं सकते. Expenses में add ही करना है. क्योंकि expenses में add नहीं किया, उसकी वजह से expense wages का 850 से कम हो गया और profit ज्यादा हो गया. That's why we are subtracting 850 from the profit. वैसे भी जो हमने एंट्री पास की है उसमें wages expense debit हो रहा है, it will decrease profit actually according to the errors rule. फिर credit customer of 1,200 has gone out of business. The partner believed that 20% of the amount outstanding will be recovered and the remaining 80% is to be written off. So you can write that like that. Bank to trade receivable, 20% 240 will be recovered 240, and the remaining has become bad debt. So I will write, oh, sorry, irrecoverable debt. Entry I am passing just to make you understand. If you don't want to pass entry, it's fine. And if you can pass, you can do that. Irrecoverable debts to trade receivable, that is 960. Okay. Now, these bad debts are not recorded, so less it is an expense, irrecoverable debt. So that needs to be subtracted from here, from the profit actually. So we'll write here 960 will be subtracted. Okay. Next is the partner have decided to create an allowance for irrecoverable debt of 5% of trade receivable. So from trade receivable 19980 by minus 1200, which is no more our trade customer now because he has gone out of business. 18780 into 5%, so 939. With that amount, we have to increase the provision. So increase in provision will be subtracted from profit, obviously, or it should be, you can say that it should be added in expenses, one and the same thing, because provision increase will decrease profit. And the amount is going to be 939. So I will write here 939. Okay. Next is Viraj has taken goods for own use valued at cost 550. So that is going to be the drawings actually. So Viraj has taken goods for own use valued at cost 550. So entry is going to be drawings debit and purchases credit 550. So it means that we have not recorded that entry. So purchases are basically credited. We have to credit purchases, and because of that, profit will increase. Or on the other side of the picture, अगर आप देखें, drawing to purchases is the entry. Purchases credit हो रहा है, profit will increase. Or you can say that we have not subtracted 550 from purchases. That is why purchases are overcast, and because of that, profit is going to be recorded undercast. So 550 will be added. I will write here, add goods drawing. This is spelling mistake. That is 550. Okay. If you see, next is Viraj had provided a loan to the partnership on 1st May of 7,200 at 8% interest. So we can calculate the interest for 8 months. 7,200 into 8% to 8 over 12, 384. It is also an expense which is not recorded. So I will subtract less interest on loan. Yes, you can do it. There is no format actually of this. So interest on loan will be subtracted 384. Okay. Because this transaction has not been recorded. Closing inventory had been understated by 3,000. So closing inventory will be debited because it needs to be increased, and cost of sale is going to be credited because cost of sale is credited. Or you can say because of the increase in closing inventory, cost of sale is short, undercast, right? So profit is basically, who is more? Hello. So closing inventory to cost of sales, because closing inventory has been understated. कम लिखी है आपने, इसकी वजह से cost of sales ज़्यादा हो गई है. Now we have to decrease the cost of sales. So that's why it is credited, right? And decrease in cost of sales, when we will reduce it, so it means profit will increase because cost of sales is decreasing. 3,000 is going to be added. Add closing inventory undercast. Profit कम हो जाएगा ना, उसकी वजह से profit को हमें बढ़ाना पड़ेगा. Next is going to be Sara has introduced a business motor vehicle for 24,000. Depreciation of 20%, obviously using straight line method, is not recorded. 20,400 into 20% into 4 over 12. Why? Because the motor vehicle is purchased on 1st September. So September, October, November, December, 1360. And I will subtract that. Less depreciation on motor vehicle. And that will be subtracted 1360. So now you can go for the calculation. I mean, we just add less up and we will find the corrected profit for the year.
8457.
और भी कुछ चेक करने भाई.
8487.
हाँ जी, देख लें इसको अच्छी तरह से, कोई गलती ना हो, because otherwise तो the whole question will go wrong. I don't have the answers of this. Rather, I am solving it for the first time. I'm seeing it for the first time, you can say. So you can have a look and you can have a calculation again so that there will be no problem. Okay, now let's move forward. Now we are going to prepare how many marks are there? 8 marks for the corrected profit. The partners share profit and loss in the ratio of Viraj 2:1. Let me rub it now. 2:1 after providing for the following, right? Interest is charged on each partner drawing at 5%. So interest on drawing is 5%. And on the total of drawings for the year in excess of 10,000. So if there is an excess of 10,000 drawings, the excess amount will be charged. The excess amount interest is charged at the rate of 5%. Sara is entitled to a salary of 12,000 per annum. Prepare the appropriation account. Let's prepare the appropriation account. And 2:1 is basically the profit and loss ratio, which is 2/3 and 1/3. So let's prepare the profit and loss appropriation account. Spelling galat ho gaya, doesn't matter. We can write here. We'll start from the profit for the year, which is we have calculated already. It is with us now, and it is correct also. That is 8487. So 8487. Now I will add interest on drawing. Interest on drawing in excess of 10,000. So let's see. And what are the drawings of Sara and Rivaj, S and R? So drawings are 22960 and 18930. So let me write 22960 minus 10,000. That is going to be 12960. इसमें interest निकालेंगे. For Rivaj, let's see. The drawings are 18930 minus 10,000. So it is going to be 8930. So let me see what is the amount of interest on drawing charged on these drawings, excess drawings rather, 5%. So please calculate 12960 into 5%. How much? What is the amount?
648.
648. Then 8930 into 5%.
447.
Now you can add them up. That is going to be the interest on drawings for the both partners. And that is going to be added in the profit for the year. So how much it is the amount? 648 plus
1094.
Corrected profit 8457 आ रहा है.
the corrected profit, you need to calculate it again, please. 8457, he's saying. 648 plus, check कर लेंगे एक दफा, 447. 1095 है ये. Okay. So whatever be the amount is going to be now, less we'll do, less partner salary. You can check the corrected profit again. Partner salary is given to Sara only, and that is 12,000. So I will write here Sara, and that will be subtracted. If you want to use the bracket, you can, otherwise it's fine. And then
Sir,
you
वो 8457 है.
okay. Then you have to subtract interest on capital. So the corrected profit is going to be 8457. Thank God we have corrected it at the right time. So let me correct it. 8457. And I will write here also 8457. Okay, now what is the amount over here? 8457 plus 1095.
9552.
9552 minus 12,000, which is the partnership salary. How much it will be?
Negative 2448.
That is going to be negative 2448. Okay. Now less interest on capital. That is for S and R. Here it is very difficult point here is this. You have to see that. That interest on capital, if you just go back, the interest on capital is how much? Not here. Is there any interest on capital?
The
No.
5% नहीं था.
Where it is? Interest on charge on drawings is 5%.
वो drawings है.
Sare entitled to a salary of 12,000 per annum. We are done with that. So there is no interest on capital, I think, in the question. That was interest on loan actually, which is given. So there is no interest on capital. That's fine. It means that the question is rather little easier. Okay. So now we'll go for this loss is going to be distributed between the S and R. It is 2448, 2448, and the ratio between them, I think it is 2:1. Okay. Given 2:1 is the ratio between them. Okay. So the profit loss here, I must say, that is for S and R. Can you calculate 2448 into 2/3 and then 2448 into 1/3? That is the amount.
1632 है पहला.
1632 and 2448 into 1/3. Because 2:1 is the their profit.
816.
816. Okay, 816. So the total is going to be again, that is the loss of 2448. So loss are supposed to be shared between the two partners, and we have done that already. Now we have to prepare the current account. But current account, he has asked us to prepare the current account, but only for Rewaj. So let me prepare current account for Rewaj. And I will prepare the current account in the same format as we used to prepare it. So that's not a big deal. I will start with the brought down. Let's see if there are any brought down given in Rewaj current account. Yes, it is given. Rewaj current account, Viraj current account is going to be 2730. Okay. So I will change. This is Viraj actually. I will write here also V, so that you might not confuse with that. Then also Viraj. Unfortunately, we are Muslim, so we can have a problem with the name. Though we used to see Indian movies too much. Here interest on capital is not given, but I will just writing it down because normally it is an important part. So the Viraj current account is 2730 credit. So this positive current account brought down 2730. Okay, here comes the share of profit. Here comes the interest on capital. There is no share of profit and no capital, but salary is there, and salary is given to Sara. So Viraj salary won't come over here. Then on this side, there will be interest on drawings of Viraj, will come on the current debit side of the current account because it will decrease its current account. Because interest on drawing is basically charged from partners to discourage drawing. It is added in the profit, but subtracted from their current account. That is 447. Then I will go with the drawings because drawings are given, and that will also come on the debit side. And drawings for Viraj is 18930. 18930. Then comes the what should I say? The loss share of Viraj, and that is going to be 816. It will come on the debit side because it is going to reduce his now come interest on loan, which is given to him actually, not yet recorded. It will come on the credit side of Viraj, which is 384. Right? Then Viraj is not getting any salary actually. So salary won't come because salary is given to Sara. Let me check it out also. So we might not do it wrong. Miraj is getting interest on loan, that's fine. And then the salary is given to Sarah. Always remember that if interest on capital is given in the question, the interest on capital needs to be calculated, whatever the percentage will be, it will needs to be calculated on Sarah's capital separately. यानी कि सारा के कैपिटल पे जो ओरिजिनल कैपिटल दिया हुआ है उस पर तो 12 महीने का इंटरेस्ट ऑन कैपिटल निकलेगा, लेकिन जो 20,400 का सारा का कैपिटल और इंट्रोड्यूस हुआ है ना, इस पे भी इंटरेस्ट ऑन कैपिटल निकलेगा, बट फॉर 4 months, 4/12. So I was expecting this part to be given in the question, but it was rather an easy one. That particular interest on capital point is not given. Otherwise, we have to calculate Sarah's interest on capital separately for the original capital and for the new capital. Whatever the motor vehicle has been introduced by Sarah in the partnership business. Okay. So now let's go for the total and tell me the answer. I think the debit side is heavier. So go for the total and I will go for the credit down, and that will be brought down on the debit side. So his capital was credit, but now it has gone to debit because of drawings and because of the loss. So what is the amount of the debit side? Total of the debit side, I must say. G, please. Total of the debit side. Okay, let me calculate myself. 447. It is 20193. 20193. Here I will write again the same 20193 and 20193 minus 2730 and minus 384. So 17079 is the carry down. And this is negative for brought down debit balance for Viraj. So we are done with the current account of Viraj. Well, let's move forward. That what is the next part? Dates are not required. Only 4 marks are there. On 31st December, the balance of Sarah's current account was 15,070 debit. So Sarah's current account is also given, which is 15,070 debit. Means we don't need to prepare the Sarah's current account. It is given 15,070 and it is also debit. So loss for Sarah also. Now prepare and extract from the statement of financial position showing the capital and liability section only. You have to record the capital and liabilities only over here. So let's see. First, I'm going to write the capital portion. So I will write here capital and liability section. I can write here the $sign. So first of all, I will write the capital, other capitals for Sarah and Rivaj. So the capital will remain fixed in partnership accounts, that is 80,000 and 1,12,000, because all the things are going to be dealt through the current account. Capital will not be changed. So what is the total amount after adding 1,12,000 to? That is going to be 192,000. So if there is any problem, you can correct me. Now I have to write the current account. Both current accounts has going to be a negative balances, Sarah and Viraj, but why I'm writing again and again are. Okay. So the Sarah current account is debit balance. It means that it will come in brackets because it is a negative balance, a loss, or we have to take that amount from Sarah. 15,070, and for Viraj it is 17079. It is also negative. So the total negative will become, let me calculate, 17079 will be added plus 15,070. It is
32149.
32149. Sorry, and it is going to be negative. Okay. Now I will write the non-current liability section if given in the question. And then I'm going to write the which section?
Then ये 15070 कहाँ से है?
Yes, 15070 is the closing balance in Sarah's current account. And because he didn't ask us to prepare the Sarah's current account, so he has given the answer of Sarah's current account directly in the question, and it is there. You can see Sarah's current account balance is given over here because we have to prepare the balance sheet, the capital and liability section on 31st December 2024. At the end of the year, balance of Sarah's current account is 15070 debit. Okay.
ठीक है.
Now let's see there is no non-current liability in the question. So we don't need any non-current liability section. We'll go for the current liabilities now. In current liabilities, we have to write the trade payable. Then we have to write bank overdraft. Then we have to write wages owing, which can be written in the other payable. We can add in other payable, and we can write it separately also. It's up to you. Other payable. Now let's see what is the amount given. Trade payables are given 16,300 are the trade payables given. So I will write here 16,300. Bank overdraft we'll discuss later on. Other payables are given 410 plus the wages owing, which is how much? 240. क्या बनेगा बेटा? 410 plus 240. 240 नहीं है, sorry. Wages are through 850, sorry. So 410 other payable plus 850. 1260.
1260.
Yeah, is the amount of the other payable. I can write here 410 plus 850. Okay. Now bank overdraft. Here is the important point. Remember that bank overdraft is going to decrease. Why, sir? Because of the reason that a credit customer owing 1200 has gone out of business. The partner believed that 20% of the amount outstanding will be recovered. The 240 it has been recovered to us. The 240 with 240 the bank overdraft will decrease because 240 we have received over here bank debit. So it is going to be received. So bank overdraft is going to be how much? 4970. Tell me, 4970 minus 240. How much?
4730.
4730. So the bank overdraft is going to be 4730. So can you please tell me the total of the current liabilities now, so that we can go for the liability section. Total of the liability section. Here, 16,300 plus
22290.
22290. And now
90.
add them up. So that is going to be, I think so, 182,141, right? So that is going to be the total liabilities, because there is no non-current liability. Otherwise, I would have written the non-current liability also, but there is no non-current liability given in the question. So the total liabilities are 182,141. Is that right?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So now let's have a look again for the question. Wages outstanding we are recording. Credit customer and allowance for doubtful debts will be subtracted from trade receivable, but current asset section was not required. Balance will also be subtracted, but again, current asset section was not required. So that is our good luck, I must say, because liability section is rather easy. That is why the liability section, if we are supposed to pay, there are only 4 marks. So explain with reference to an accounting concept the correct treatment of the goods taken for own use by the owner of a business. Business entity concept is this, and it will be subtracted from drawings. It will not be treated as an expense, and from purchases, right? According to business entity concept, purchases will be subtracted and it will be treated as drawings according to business entity concept. Irrecoverable debts prudence concept, so that profit should not be overstated, and accruals and matching. The expense should be recorded in the period to which it relates. The bad debt is the non-cash expense actually. Next part, I think time is short. The partners are concerned about the liquidity of the business. The current credit terms 30 days in,